2.1 million years ago, the world was a dangerous place. Vast grasslands stretched across the horizon. Thick forests hid countless dangers. Rivers were filled with crocodiles, and every shadow seemed to conceal a predator waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In this harsh world lived our ancient ancestors. They were not the powerful humans we know today. They had no metal weapons, no farms, no cities, and no protection from nature. Every day was a struggle for survival. Every sunrise brought a new challenge, and every sunset was a victory for those who lived to see another day. Many people imagine prehistoric humans as fearless hunters who ruled the land. But was that really true? Were they the hunters, or were they also the hunted? One morning, as the sun slowly rose above the African savanna, a small group of early humans emerged from their rocky shelter. Hunger drove them forward. Their stomachs had been empty for days. Food was becoming scarce, and the tribe needed a successful hunt. The group moved carefully through the grasslands. They carried simple stone tools and wooden spears. These weapons were primitive, but they represented one of the greatest advantages their species possessed: the ability to think, plan, and work together. As they searched for prey, they remained alert. The hunters knew that danger could appear at any moment. Lions, saber-toothed cats, giant hyenas, and other predators shared the same territory. A single mistake could mean death. Suddenly, one hunter spotted fresh tracks in the dirt. The marks belonged to a young antelope. Excitement spread through the group. This could be the opportunity they desperately needed. Following the tracks, they moved silently. Hours passed as they tracked their prey across the plains. The antelope was fast, but humans possessed a different advantage. They could endure long distances. They could walk and run for hours without stopping. Eventually, they found the animal grazing near a patch of bee. 2.1 million years ago, the African savanna was a land of endless danger. The grass stretched for miles, hiding both opportunity and death. Every creature lived according to one rule: hunt or be hunted. The sun rose slowly over the horizon as a small band of early humans awakened from their shelter. The night had been cold, and hunger gnawed at their stomachs. Food was running low. If they failed to find something today, the tribe would suffer. The hunters gathered together. They carried simple stone tools and sharpened wooden spears. These weapons were primitive compared to modern technology, but they represented one of humanity's greatest achievements. They were proof that humans could create tools to improve their chances of survival. The group moved quietly through the tall grass. Every sound mattered. Every movement had to be calculated. Suddenly, one hunter froze. Fresh tracks. The marks belonged to a large antelope that had passed through the area only hours earlier. Excitement spread through the group. This could be their chance. They followed the trail carefully. The tracks led across open plains, through patches of bushes, and toward a distant watering hole. After several hours, they finally spotted their prey. The antelope stood near the water, drinking peacefully. The hunters crouched low. Their hearts pounded with anticipation. One hunter signaled the others. The plan was simple. Several hunters would move around the sides while the rest stayed hidden. Once everyone was in position, they would drive the animal toward a narrow passage where escape would be difficult. Everything depended on teamwork. The signal came. The hunt began. The antelope looked up in alarm and bolted away. The humans emerged from their hiding places and gave chase. The animal was incredibly fast. It leaped over rocks and raced across the grassland. Yet the hunters continued. Minutes became hours. The sun climbed higher in the sky. Sweat covered their bodies. Still there, the morning air was cool and silent. 2.1 million years ago, an ancient landscape stretched across the African continent. Vast plains, scattered trees, winding rivers, and rocky hills created a world filled with life and danger. A small group of early humans walked carefully through the tall grass. They were searching for food. For days they had struggled to find enough to eat. Children were hungry. The elderly were weak. Success today could mean survival for the entire tribe. The hunters moved slowly. Their eyes scanned every direction. What they didn't know was that something else was watching them. Hidden among the grass was a massive, saber-toothed cat. The predator remained perfectly still. Its powerful muscles were ready to explode into action at any moment. Its eyes followed every movement of the humans. The hunters continued forward, unaware of the danger. They eventually discovered signs of prey nearby. Fresh tracks crossed the ground. The group followed the trail. The cat followed them. For hours, predator and humans moved across the landscape. Neither side fully understood the other. The humans believed they were the hunters. The cat saw them as potential prey. As the day progressed, the humans located a small herd of antelope. Excitement spread through the group. This was exactly what they needed. The hunters began preparing an ambush. Meanwhile, the saber-toothed cat watched from the shadows. It had also chosen the same target. Now 2 hunters pursued one prey. The antelope grazed peacefully. The humans slowly surrounded the area. The cat crept closer. Everything was quiet. Then chaos erupted. One antelope noticed movement and sounded an alarm. The herd exploded into motion. Humans charged forward. The saber-toothed cat launched from the grass. The plains became a scene of panic and speed. Animals ran in every direction. Dust filled the air. The cat focused on one young antelope. Its enormous teeth glistened in the sunlight. The predator closed. Imagine waking up in a world where every day could be your last. No houses, no hospitals, no roads, no police, no supermarkets, only wilderness. This was life 2.1 million years ago. For early humans, survival was never guaranteed. Every morning began with uncertainty. Would they find food? Would they avoid predators? Would they survive until sunset? A small tribe gathered beneath a rocky cliff as dawn illuminated the landscape. Children slept nearby. Adults prepared for another dangerous day. The tribe's hunters set out across the savannah. Their goal was simple: find food before something else found them first. As they walked, they passed evidence of constant danger. Animal bones lay scattered across the ground. Some belonged to prey. Others belonged to hunters. In prehistoric times, the line between hunter and hunted was often very thin. The group eventually reached a river. Fresh tracks covered the muddy bank. Antelope, zebra, wild pigs, potential food sources. But there were other tracks too. Large paw prints. Predators had visited recently. The hunters remained cautious. One mistake could be fatal. They crossed the river carefully. Nearby, a crocodile waded beneath the water's surface. Only its eyes were visible. The ancient reptile watched silently. The humans moved away before becoming a target. Hours later, they discovered a herd grazing near open plains. The hunters immediately began planning. They spread out. Each person knew their role. Communication was simple but effective. The hunt began. The animals ran. The humans followed. Dust rose into the air. The chase continued across the landscape. Eventually, one animal became separated from a herd. This was the opportunity the hunters needed. Using coordination and persistence, they gradually closed the distance. A spear struck. The animal fell. Success. The tribe would eat. Yet victory created a new problem. Blood attracted predators. Within minutes, vultures appeared overhead. Soon after, hyena.